All right. Hello. Welcome to a new live drawing session, a new workshop figure drawing session. How you guys doing today? Let me turn this camera on quickly here. Just wanna too close. Wanna say hello to everybody first before I start. How you guys doing? How's everything? Welcome to the figure drawing. Today we're gonna be drawing figure drawing. So just wanna say hello first to everybody before I just diving into just drawing and explaining. There's a lot of cool figures and references to draw from today. I wanna say hello to everybody. Thank you for being here on the live stream. Thank you to all the people. Gracias a todo el mundo. Obrigado to everybody. Hola a todo el mundo do Brasil. Hola, ¿qué tal? Welcome. Irashaimase. Welcome to this live stream. And today we're gonna draw together and have a few things I want to show and I want to share with you guys. So let's do this. I hope you guys are doing well today. Yeah, I was just managing all this stuff before we started and have a camera and have background, so I'm gonna have this here more like looking at the canvas so we can draw together. You guys can hear me well? I guess you can. Okay, so let's start with a few things. Okay, as usual, I'd like to explain a little bit of what we're gonna do today. And today we are going to be drawing some live drawing, but first I wanted to tell you that all the brushes are down on the description file there, and you can find those. I also released let me do it like this again. Also released a new Photoshop sketch brush pack set that is on my website. I just uploaded yesterday. You can get it on my website, or you can join Patreon and it's already there. So if you guys want to draw with the same brushes, you guys have been asking for this, so I did that. But anyway, we're gonna start with something that I want to explain and talk about. Yeah, yo maduré, that's pretty good as an artist. So anyway, so I wanted to explain a few things before we jump into like figure drawing, you know? And like for figure drawing, I'm finding that there are some aspects of the figure drawing that are very common and that are very, I'm repeating all the time during my other live streams and everything. So I wanted to put together a list of things that we need to like, you know, some general advices and steps. So you guys can refer to this part of the stream, and you can guys double check all the points that I'm making through the video, because I'm repeating this again and again, and I think like it's good to have at least a certain list of all the things that we need, and I think that's something I've been wanting to do. I'm looking forward to like improve and increase the list as I go. So let's start with the music. I think the music is kind of loud. You guys okay with the music? Just let me know if you can hear me properly or it is too loud or something like that. So, you know, there's also like a nice flow with this. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the tips. I'm gonna start with the tips for gesture drawing. Okay. Okay, before I continue, yes, all the Photoshop brushes are useful. You can open and import them into Clip Studio and into Photoshop. So both of those can work. So I think any other software can handle them. Okay. So it's something that you can use on Photoshop or Clip Studio. I build it in Photoshop, so just in case, you know, they're Photoshop native. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the first tips. Okay, and here we go. Let's start the session like right now. Thank you for coming again. Okay, let's start with this. These are general tips for improving the figure drawing. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer. There you go. Okay, tips for improving figure drawing. And I'm gonna go step by step. I try to organize it in a way that makes sense. But the first one is to observe the model or reference for a couple of seconds to digest what you're about to draw. More often than not, we tend to jump into drawing, like the model change the pose, and then we just go straight to like drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing. And we just by spending like a few seconds, 2-3 seconds to understand what's going on, and then go and start their drawing, it will help you a lot. And sometimes we can just go straight and start drawing, and that kind of hinders the process. And that happened to me, so I wanted to do that before like even start drawing any lines, because you know the hurry of 1 minute and have that time constraint makes you like, you know, push to like start drawing. And it's better to observe. Sometimes I let people start in the live drawing session, and then I start like doing my drawing once I know what's happening, and analyze for like a few seconds, not too long. The next one is to look for the main line of action or gesture to set up your drawing. Okay, so look for the main line of action and gestures to set up your drawing. That's very clear. I'm gonna be doing that in this process. Okay. The other point is to look for the tilt and angle relationship of the pelvis and the shoulders. This is something important I've been stressing all the time. This is a good way to like find the gesture and then find the relationship of the hips and shoulders, so you're gonna have a better arrangement of what's going on there. Next, try to look for the weight resting leg. I know this might be like random, but when a model is standing, it's usually resting the weight on one leg, and that will tell us a lot about the pelvis, about the tilt, and about everything. I'm gonna be doing some poses of that here, so you guys can understand that as well. Okay, the next one is to look for the main eye line or point of view to establish perspective. You know, you want to establish a perspective. You want to know from which point you're gonna start turning the ellipses to understand the perspective and all of this on the figure. And obviously that will change when you're doing live drawing. It's kind of like the same eye level, but when we are working with references, the photo of the people who took the photo are the ones who decide that eye level. So that's the main difference between like working in a real class and working with a photo reference. The next step is to look for action and rest of limbs. When I say action, I mean about the muscles or the parts of the limbs that are engaged. If you have a shoulder that is like leaning into something, it will be activated. And if you are like resting and or letting your arm rest, that will be like it's relaxed. So usually when the muscles or everything is engaged, they will be like balls. You will notice more about the anatomy when there is more engaged of the parts of the body, like legs or like shoulders and arms, even the torso. But I usually look for the limbs, so you know and identify those things. Okay. The next point is to compare proportions and angles as you draw. That's all the time. That never stops. It's always comparing until you have the proportions, until you have an idea of what is the size of your figure and everything. Okay. The next step is to use negative space and silhouette to find the graphic shape of the figure. As already said, you compare like angles and proportions as you draw, and one way to do it is to use the negative space and the overall silhouette of the figure to find the graphic shape of the figure, right? You want to find that graphic shape that tells you about the proportions and tells you everything without thinking about the anatomy or construction or anything. Just try to look at the overall picture and what kind of shape it has. And I'm gonna go back to this again when we are working on this. Okay. And as you go, add all the information you need for the pose. Don't leave behind feet, or don't leave behind hands, or don't leave behind hair. Okay. So always focus on completing the figure and adding, even if it's just a line, it will tell you a lot, like where is the direction of the feet and where is the direction of the hands. So sometimes you don't have to draw the whole hand, you can just draw, you know, the simplification of it. But don't leave it behind, because usually when 1 minute, 5 minutes pass, you will like, oh man, I didn't draw the hair, I didn't draw this, I didn't draw that, or well, like, oops. So we want to avoid that and just try to make a marks of whatever hair or hands or feet direction or where they are. That happens a lot. A lot of people sometimes miss the hands, they miss the feet, or miss the hair, and just try to have all those things like there, even if it's just a mark. And focus on the, like I said, focus on the overall pose and not the small details. I wouldn't start drawing small details until like I have the overall pose a little bit set, so I can just focus on that without worrying about the proportions after I'm drawing a lot, you know? You don't want to be like drawing the eye and then figure out like, oh man, all of this stuff is wrong, like, right? You want to avoid that, and that's one way. And again, use basic taper shapes to construct the figure, right? Like a figure, like a doll, like a figurine. You try to use those taper shapes of the arms or the legs to start constructing the figure. So it's like I try to think about basic shapes first, and then the anatomy or whatever you want to add. Okay, and that's it. This is just a drawing I did of my friend Ashley, and she's a model too. So that kind of like brings everything together, right? You have everything that I explained. I kind of like did here. I compare. I try to add things, add some shading, and all of that. But those are the main points for this, for improving the figure drawing. I'm gonna be adding more because there's a lot of things, right? There's a lot of things to keep adding to this list. So as I go, I'm gonna keep developing this stuff and then make something like nice for you guys. Okay. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about is my artist advice. That's always something that comes, and I think it's good to explain as well here. And it's basically the same. Let me see. Okay. Let's put everything here. Let me get a little bit closer. Tomate. Okay. But here is good. Okay. And F. All right. So I'm gonna talk now about an artist advice. That is something that will help you along the journey of drawing. Okay. All right. I think here is good. And that Photoshop behaves in a weird way. So artist advice. It happens all the time, is like your first drawing and warm-ups will not always be your best drawings. As you draw consistently through the session, you will feel that you have a sense of progression and you feel more comfortable putting down your lines. This is very basic, and you will be like, oh well, I know this already. Obviously the first drawings are not going to be that good, but we can, if we start drawing and we don't feel like we don't have a positive mindset, we're gonna be like, oh man, my first drawing sucks, I don't like it. So try to avoid that and just understand that stuff, you know, that's the nature of starting to do warm-ups and then drawing. The next one is not every drawing has to be perfect. Okay, this correlates to the first point. Okay, so this is not about the final outcome, but what about you have learned from the drawing. I like to do these figurines, but do these figure drawings, but then I try to point out what I was learning or what I was trying to learn from this drawing. So basically the drawing serves you as a point of reference to know, like, okay, I was practicing this and I learned from this drawing this and this. It's good to tell you those things instead of just drawing and you save the drawing. Oh yes, yeah, these are the drawings I did. Just like take some time to analyze. The next point is, what is the purpose of your practice or the practice sessions that you're gonna do? What are you gonna focus on? Are you gonna focus on just doing the gesture, or you're just gonna focus on proportions? You're gonna work on construction, anatomy, or you're gonna work on anatomy and form, or you're gonna study the lighting because the lighting setup is pretty interesting, or you're gonna work on the shading, or you can just go and try to draw like the hands or only the feet, so you can you can focus on something specific, or are you gonna work trying different materials? This is something really cool. If you work in traditional, you can try, or even digital, you can try with ink, you can try with oil painting, you can try with different materials, so it always becomes a challenge. And every time you work with different materials, you're gonna have a different drawing result, a different feeling. It's not the same to do a drawing in watercolor and then do it with inks or charcoal. So it's good to keep it interesting as well, okay? And also, if you're gonna add some kind of storytelling to your figure drawing, you know. If you work for animation and you're working to do like animation for movies and all of that, and even for your own storytelling, you might use the pose and then try to complete it with some storytelling, add some other elements that will bring your drawings to, you know, to have some sense of story, you know, like what happened before and after. But that's a little bit more advanced. But just think about what is the purpose of this practice, you know? Because also the purpose of the practice can be something just like, I want to have fun today. I just don't want to worry about gesture, proportion. I don't want to worry about anything. I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm just going to have fun. So that's another way of having a purpose for your drawing practice or drawing session. So not everything has to be like, oh, I'm going to study something. Maybe just like, oh, I'm just going to go with the flow and try the things and have fun, you know? The other point is to wash away any frustration by understanding that the struggle is part of the journey of becoming a better artist. More often than not, I've seen artists that are new to live figure drawing and then they try a few figures and they get frustrated and they don't like what they do, and it has happened to me with people who are not even have drawn before. They wanted to do something, but they just feel that whatever they do is trash. So it's just part of the process, so understand that. The next one is to be critical of your drawings. Analyze where you struggle and where you don't struggle, okay? So see the drawings, so like, oh, I had a little trouble drawing the hands, I have a little trouble drawing these, I had a lot of trouble drawing that. So you can pinpoint the areas where you want to improve or go back or revise or whatever, right? So it's good to be critical of your drawings, but never self-deprecate the work done. Like, don't, you see it, oh, I struggle here, but don't think about it like, oh, I'm not good, why I'm even doing this, I don't want to even try. Like, don't think about that way, okay? And another thing that is useful is just to write notes of the things that you observe as you draw. You know, sometimes I'm drawing and then, oh, I like the gesture, if the finger is pointing up, so you kind of like draw an arrow pointing up. Or, oh, this is like the weight is on this side, so you made me want to like have a mark there. It's like way here, you know, like you want to like probably draw on top of these things as you go, so you have a notation of like, okay, well, I was just doing this right now, and I know that the weight of the body is leaning to this side, so there's gonna be more weight on that side, okay? And again, if your drawings are not as good as you want, you have to revisit the fundamentals, right? Form, lighting, rendering, like all of these basic things, you have to go there. So if you draw the figure without any proper fundamentals and you just want to jump into drawing the figure, it's a recipe for frustration and endless struggles. Trust me, like if you don't practice the basic stuff and then you want to draw the figure and you have a lot of trouble drawing the figure, well, you have to go through the fundamentals and double check what are you having trouble with. Is it the line? Is controlling the lines? Is like understanding the anatomy? Is understanding the construction of the neck or of this? So like revisit those things and at a very basic level, so that way you can like fix things in the future, okay? And remember that you had the courage and will to draw today. You know, most people don't even try to draw and they just give up, okay? So you're already one step ahead, okay? You're already one step ahead and you are already doing something that is positive, and you are creating and you are doing things for your art and for the things you want to like draw in general, okay? So yeah, just have the courage, and then you have the will, and then you do it. A lot of people don't even try; they just don't even pick a pencil. So by the fact that you're actually drawing it, it tells a lot. It says a lot that you want to draw, you want to have fun, you want to improve, you want to try. So, okay. So that's it. This is all I have for you today. And these are my drawings I had done from different live drawings and stuff like that. But this is kind of like the overall thing that I wanted to pinpoint. Like, sometimes you have to look at 1,000 videos to get the 5 things you should do, 5 things you should not do. Well, they're here together, and I'm probably gonna have, like, you know, this is like a bunch of YouTube videos together in one sheet of like stuff, and there's gonna be more that are gonna be expanding through time. Okay, so stay tuned for those things. Thank you for like checking this part of the presentation. I usually don't do presentations like this, but I thought it was like a good way to, you know, to go back and revisit the concepts of drawing, and especially this one for improving the figure and everything. I think it's something that it's always good to tell yourself, like, even though you might be already experienced, sometimes you are like drawing and then, oh, I didn't think about this, or I'm not paying attention to these things, and it's like a place to come back all the time, and I'm gonna make them longer and everything. Okay, so yeah, thank you guys for like paying attention to this stuff. I know it can be like hard because it feels like a PowerPoint presentation, but it's a good way to just put it together, and then I'm gonna be drawing and explaining more of this like I usually do and everything. Okay, so yeah, let's start with some poses. Today I'm using a software called Gesture Drawing, and that software I found it thanks to Ahmed Aldori on his channel. He's doing some figure drawing stuff, and he had that gesture application there that was pretty useful. So I'm gonna be using that. Okay, so get ready, get your pencils ready. We're gonna be starting pretty soon. Okay. We get a candy. Okay. So I'm gonna bring the application. The application is this one that is here called Gesture Drawing, and you can find it in ArtStation, and ArtStation is gonna have these. I'm gonna put a link after this, and you can go and download it. It's like $15, but it's totally worth it. You can do costume class and practice and all that stuff. I'm not getting any money from this. I'm just suggesting this because I saw it and I was like, okay, this is useful, and I'm sharing to you. There's no link, affiliate. I don't make any money out of it. So Gesture Drawing on ArtStation, and it's gonna pop up, and then you can do a practice, select your folder, your images. So it's a really great tool. Okay. So I'm gonna start with 1 minute figure drawing. Okay. And to do this, I'm going to 1 minute. Okay, this is gonna be 1 minute, but I'm gonna turn off this camera right now because I don't think we need a camera. We can just show what we're doing. Okay, and I will come back later with the camera for the break. All right, so let's do this. Okay. Yeah, it's I think $15. It's totally worth it. If you can, just use like pictures and just put a timer or something. Anyway, so let's start the session. Okay, these are gonna be 1 minute, and I only have like 28 images, and then let's see what it comes. Okay, so 1 minute and 30 seconds, and well, we're starting pretty hardcore. Okay, so again, let's find the overall gesture of this. I think some energy like this is coming. These are very complicated, but I like to start with the torso, and then from there I can just start growing some of these limbs here, right? To try to find the knee, and this is like 1 minute, so I shouldn't be worried too much about the whole process. I'm gonna try to just to get to the main gesture of this. You know, again, like I said before, the first drawings are not gonna be the best ones, but as long as you have the rhythm of it, you're gonna have, you know, start like warming up with this. And I'm not expecting this to be like amazing drawings, like I said, but as long as you get the main figure, it's good, right? The overall figure here. And obviously this can be reworked or improved as we go. You know, we can start adding more things of the clothes, the shape of the folds. And I'm getting to 14 seconds now, so I'm gonna try to add some extra lines, and that should be done for the 6 minutes, for the minute and 30 seconds. That's pretty good. Okay. Wow, this software is bringing me like hardcore ones. Let's try another one, and maybe another one, and maybe another one. Okay, let's do this one. This one is extending, so that should be like easy, you know. So again, don't force yourself to draw, like, don't draw something that you're like not comfortable yet. So maybe those poses are too hard, but that's the challenge, right? Maybe try with a long pose like this with somebody standing, so you can study some of the proportions, and then you can come back later to it. And this is great because we have tilt of the pelvis, tilt of the shoulders, like we have a nice arm rhythm there. You know, we can come back to this later. And I think 1 minute and 30 seconds is a great amount of time just to get that 1 minute. Don't forget the hair. Don't forget those silhouettes that I was talking about. Don't forget to add some of the brush shape there. And maybe some of the clothes. The shape of the legs, you know. This is a great one. I love this one. This is a great one because it gives you a proportion, gives you a little bit of foreshortening, it gives you a little bit of tilt, and there you go. You have your first, this 1 minute and 30 seconds. So this is good enough for me to like start with that amount. So I don't even worry about the face, okay? And this one is also good. Let's see, B. I put this stuff away. Here. Okay. So this one the same. It's standing, so I kind of like want to start from the head, just to establish where it is, my limits on here, and then think about simple shapes, right? Simple shapes. The great thing is that she's using clothes, so it kind of helps you to separate the big shapes and the smaller shapes. So look at the weight of the leg. Like I said in my explanation, there's a weight. There's the leg is holding the weight of this figure, and don't worry about being precise. Just try to get the orientation, even of the high heel. Try to like get the main shapes of this, and have fun too. Have fun with this. Change it a little bit if you want, but as long as you're following that gesture and following that rhythm, then it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. You know, the hair, maybe a little bit more hair. Very simple, big lines, long lines, right? And we can, 3 seconds. That's good, that's good. Let's do another one. Let's do another one here again. Let me use a zoom tool. Okay, so again, I'm gonna start with the head. I'm gonna try to find some of that. This is not that, it doesn't have a lot of tilt, but it still has some tilt. And so I want to think about the torso first, and then bring the legs from the torso down. Obviously the weight is gonna be on this main leg here, and then the other one will be a little bit more relaxed to the front. Okay, so try to follow that rhythm of the legs to tell you, and it tells you what it is, right? It's a lot of weight, so I want to make sure that I'm noting there that there's the body of the weight is going here on this side, on this leg, right? Maybe add a little bit of the breast and then the face. I think about the overall shape. I'm not thinking about a specific or the haircut of anything. I just think about the overall shape of this. Maybe exaggerate a little bit more because of this is more curvy character, and you want to have some of that curviness there. You know, maybe the shoulders too big, right? But this is good enough for 1 minute. Okay, this one is awesome. There's a lot of like action gesture coming from the torso all the way up. I like how the rib cage is there telling you what to look for, and then the tilt of the pelvis here, you know, it's telling you a lot. Try to go for that graphic shape of the legs, you know, and try to keep it loose. Don't worry too much about the whole anatomy thing, but just try to use long lines. Try to think about the overall silhouette, the negative space. We want to pay attention to that. We want to pay attention to the arms, the face too. I don't worry about too much about expression. If you can have it there, it's good, but under a minute is a lot of pressure, so not enough time. That's why I made my 1 minute and 30 seconds. I think is good. 1 minute is too little, at least for me right now. So 1 minute and 30 seconds when I do it. Don't forget to add the prop. It tells a lot about the movement, what's going on, but the gesture is just pointing that way, right? Awesome gesture. Nice break on the side, and there we go. So now we take a break. Those are 1 minute, so these are really actually pretty fun, you know. And the good thing is that you can add a break here, and that will allow me to organize better my drawings that I have here. Keep in mind this is the first time I use this software, but it's pretty nice so far. And I thought it was gonna be 6. I think I jumped a little bit, but it's okay. That actually was gonna help me to gonna help me to have a better understanding of the drawings that I'm doing, right? So you get these gestures, and they start getting better. They start getting better flow with the lines and everything, so that's good. I should have done more. This is the first time I used, right? And okay, 1 minute left, and then now it's gonna be like 5 minutes or something like that. But do a lot of these. Like if you see the first drawing that I did, the lines, and then you compare the lines that I did for the last one, it's getting better. It has better rhythm, flow, and all of that stuff that we want to have. So focus on those. Okay. Well, look at that. It has like a ring and everything. I didn't know it had a break. It had a bell, but it is what it is. So look for those things, okay? The next one is gonna be 5, okay? So that was a quick warm-up, and I'm gonna be like, you know, doing a little bit longer now. About the software, I'm gonna be writing them on the description after the string ends, so don't worry about that. Actually, I'm gonna skip this one. This one is a great one. It has a nice gesture, you know, has a nice gesture. And these are 5 minutes, so I'm probably gonna be drawing this in a couple of layers. So I want to have that curve for the action, no? And let me see if I can increase this a little bit. Okay. So I'm gonna have that for the action of the legs, for the torso. We're gonna find that tilt for that shoulder, and we're gonna try to draw a little bit of the legs, right? One leg like doing this, and one like supporting the weight of the character, right? Just like that. Right? So we want to construct and then look at the negative space. Look at the gesture of the neck as well. It has a nice flow. Like everything has that nice flow like this. You know, also the look, where are the arms located and where are they pointing at. So as long as you are building with some basic lines, it's all good as well. You know, I think from here I can just start making it more specific. You can even just draw the anatomy or draw the figure first before drawing the whole costume or whatever this character cosplayer has, and that will help. Even the headpiece, it has like this tilt, and everything has this tilt, so everything is opening this way, right? Everything is going that way, so it has like a nice way of having that gesture. That's why I picked it. Like, that's why I picked this one. And you can use the negative space to help you guide the drawing. Okay. And of course, draw the rest of the legs. This might be a little bit tricky because of the whole pose, but I always think about that. Wow, the weight is the character is balancing on one leg, right? So you have to look for that. And then once we have this information, it's pretty good. It has a nice rhythm. And from here we can start building a little bit more of the drawing itself. And that's kind of like what we wanted, right? We want to like build some of that. And for that, I'm just gonna like reduce the opacity. Especially if you guys are working on digital, it's a good way to, you know, to start drawing the specific of your drawings, like the clothes, like the folds and all that stuff. Is more often than not we can start drawing the folds and start drawing things, but we don't know why and where does it fit. So it's always good to create the body structure first, and then draw the whatever drapery or costume this character is having. That way you know exactly where is that costume coming from, where is the source of why those folds in the clothes are being formed, right? Or where exactly where all those things are formed, and it will give you a better sense of a better drawing for your drapery, right? And you can also play with the size of it. Don't have to be like exactly what you look at. Use a simplification of it, so don't worry about it if it's not like perfect, like we talked about this already. So focus on those things, right? Even the feet, I'm not gonna go to specifics, but even the face right now, I don't even want to worry about the face. I think I'm gonna be like struggling too much. I only have 1 minute left, so I don't want to like lose that. Use the time, use adding details. For that, we're gonna be doing like longer poses, right? And the reason I separated this in another layer is because I want you guys to see where I'm building and how I'm building the figure and also the rest of the character, right? And don't worry, again, to be perfect, you can use a little bit of a shade of the pencil, you know, to separate parts of the costume, you know. You can group some shapes by doing that, you know. So your drawings are getting a little bit more complete. And sometimes I like to do a very thick outline just to make sure that I get in the whole pose and everything is looking great as a silhouette. Okay, so I just make sure that I'm encapsulating all that information there with that pose. And that's just 5 minutes. I mean, which is fine, it's good. Okay, so I'm gonna go here and do this next one. I try to use different poses for you guys so you can have fun with it. So I'm gonna focus on the main energy, which is this to me. At least I feel that. I see this and I feel like this is the main shape of this drawing. You know, very basic, you know. So yeah, like my admin, Holly, Rennie, is telling, use see curved lines, you know, and straights to make your work a little bit more simple, you know. And here I'm not like over analyzing the whole I call this line of action or gesture, because I know I already told you what I see, right? So that's the point where you wanna like go to that. You know, you draw your gesture, you practice your gesture, but then at a certain point, you can read it, and you don't have to be extra analyzing it. It's good to analyze what you do for the gesture, but then later on it's second nature because you can see the graphic shape, and usually as soon as you see it, you don't have to actually spend a lot of time discovering the graphic shape of your drawing. It's just part of like practicing a lot, and then you will find those gesture and deciding where that gesture is gonna be. It's good also to have a sense of like, well, the wheels are here and the other set of wheels are here, so that means that the shoe is a little bit lower here, right? Also, you can use a little bit of black to, you know, start feeling the drawing a little bit, creating a little bit more of depth on your drawing, you know. It's a little bit there. And I noticed that my knee is probably too much on that side, you know. So it's good, don't worry too much about that. Maybe now I want to include the head. You know, have some freedom to with the drawing as well, right? You want to have fun doing these ones. And yeah, get those wheels. And don't worry too much about the perspective, but as long as the shape is reading, we are good. You know, this is also a great way to understand this, because if I had to draw this cave from memory, I probably would have drawn the wheels like around here, but the perspective makes the wheels to go like actually lower than that, and also the board is showing on this side. So those things I'm observing here, and it's not about the figure, it's about the drawing the skateboard, you know. But as long as you have that energy there, it's good. It's good, it's good, it's good. Energy. And you can use a little bit of the, yeah, the hoodie. I forgot to draw the rest of the hoodie. And then you can use a little bit of shade, and then, you know, use the lighting to create a little bit more form. Again, don't be too harsh on yourself when you're doing this. Just have fun, and remember, if you're working digital, you can draw it again. This is not the end of the world if you don't get a nice drawing, but you know, it's part of the process of this. And later I'm gonna be adding faces and all this stuff, but little by little. I'm also kind of reading this this flow here at the top of the arm, so it's like this is like pushing down, at least to me. It's pushing like this direction, like it's like he's flying, right? So we have those open arms, so we can try to like maybe push this a little bit like longer, you know. And I'm gonna again use a little bit of a darker line to look at the silhouette and reinforce it a little bit, you know. Want to reinforce that. Also the shape of the shoe and what the character is doing. You can add whatever, like you can add a little bit of like shape of the face now. Don't worry too much about it too. You just want to capture that. Maybe a little bit more of the hoodie showing here at the top. I need to add, right? So this is actually pretty good to me. Maybe you can add the seams of the pants. It will help you too. And remember, you can always like lower opacity and then just draw again on top of this and make it like beautiful lines, like make it really cool. Okay. All right, we have something different now. This one, I like this pose a lot. Let me see if I can move this. Yeah, I want to move this to the side. So I want to have the space here, move to the side. And here we go. This one has a nicer flow. So I want to, what I see first here, I just see this shape. This is what I see, right? We can see that the main leg where the weight is supported is on, I think actually on both. But this is the graphic shape that I see with the hair, with the rest of the things. But this is what I see as a graphic shape to me. Okay, so I want to use that shape and then start drawing on top of that, right? So try to find that main read and then move to the next step, right? Because when I'm drawing, I already have like a sense of this, so I want to like probably likely add some of that gesture and try to add the torso, you know, the leg coming here. I know where it goes, you know. Also locate where is the eye level, right? I think the eye level for this picture will be like around here, you know. So that will be my eye level for it, right? That shoulder is pretty cool. The hair is also pretty awesome. You can try to create a graphic shape for it, right? We had that feet pointing down. Let me go back a little bit. Here we go. Okay, we have the feet here. Look at the relationship of the feet, right? Look at that angle and try to like make a line that will kind of like tell you like kind of what is the triangle that is being formed between the legs, right? So we kind of want to find that triangle relationship to find that leg. It can be really hard sometimes to plan it from construction. I mean, it's pretty hard to plan it from construction. So sometimes you have to rely on gesture, like I said. Sorry, rely on the silhouette and also rely on the graphic relationship of the different parts of the body. You know, for the feet, sometimes I just like to draw only the sole of the feet, where it's pointing at, and it will tell me a lot. Also the curvature here, get the main feet, right? You can increase the size of the thighs, and then we can you know, work this a little bit longer. But this is what I want to get from my main. And don't forget the hand here. I almost forgot about this hand, right? I can see that my drawing is actually lacking this triangle here. So I'm definitely not hitting the mark where I should. But that, you know, that by finding that triangle shape there, it helped me a lot to figure out where I was like not having the right silhouette, right? Because I'm like, something is off. Is that triangle there telling me something? No, I think it is. You know, because I have the hand and the relationship of the thumb. Look at the thumb is behind the leg. So you want to make sure to have that there. Don't worry too much about the fingers. Just add a simple shape where it should be. And maybe you need to push the shoulder further, you know. I probably will do a live drawing session where I'm drawing very pushed poses, so you guys can see how to like enhance the pose to make them more like push these things, right? You want to maybe like push this to the side. Maybe the hair is floating this way. It's pretty cool. It's also a good moment to try to like understand the graphic shape of the hair. Don't forget about the head, the eyes, and the hair. So don't forget about those things, right? Also the rib cage, I like the shape of that. And again, we can go back and redraw this again, and so I definitely suggest you to do that. And this one will be awesome to add all that graphic shape of the pants, you know. What I mean for graphic shape is just to feel that the pants with a darker value, so we have a nice read of that shape. And even here for the hair, we can add a little bit of shadow. The shadow there is a nice shape to design, you know. And again, like, might not have the most perfect drawing, but I think it's just part of the process. I'm also learning from this pose. That's why I pick it up, right? So that was fun. That was fun. A mark for the eyes or the lips, you know. Let's find another space here on my page. And this is another one that is actually pretty cool, right? Oops. Right, so we're gonna like start with the face. I think it's good to start with the head, sorry. Head, and then look at that, the overall shape of this, right? I think about the whole body as this shape, and then this. It's more like this kind of shape, right? This is the best way to do this kind of pose, is just to see the graphic shape of it, right? Instead of constructing everything, try to find the knees, the relationship between the knees. Maybe you wanna, you know, wanna have that nice silhouette there already, like showing, you know. So this is another way where you guys can draw things, is to like find that. Maybe you know, maybe if it doesn't work, it's okay. I just trying to analyze this pose as best as I can. I might have to, like, you know, move this here, maybe like tilt it a little bit. Make sure, like, understand, and this is another tip for you guys, try to understand how much of the face or the head is inside the body, you know, like how much of that jaw is inside here, and how much of the head is outside of the body. That's a good way to figure out these kind of poses. Also, how the shoulders are relaxed, and, you know, try to do the shape of the hair. You know, the hands as well. I think the clothes helps a lot to, you know, to do that, and kind of looking for the basic shapes of taper shapes. But then as soon as I draw, then I try to add a little bit of the cloth, a little bit of those folds that will inform my drawing too. I want to like solve the knee that is close to me. Want to solve that shape, because I mean the knee is pushing through the fabric, so you want to get that there. And here is just a bunch of folds. Try to like try to simplify the folds, not getting too complicated, right? And try to draw the whole leg, and try not to focus on the hands right now. The shoe, only the front of the shoe is touching the ground. Want to make sure that we are reflecting that. She's leaning on that, so you can feel that there's a lot of pressure here. So pressure here. I'm gonna add an arrow, you know. Feet, shoe. Don't worry about the shoe, about drawing it like perfectly, but try to get the shape of it, right? Try to get the main shape of it as a graphic shape, and then bring it together there. And yeah, so maybe I'm missing something from this drawing, and I'll see what it is later on, you know. Maybe I can just redraw this. This is a good way, you know. I did this, it's fine. I think she might be skinnier. She's skinny. Maybe I need to like reshape my graphic shapes here and there. ear, earring, hair, you know. And like I said, we'll have 1 minute, so what if I reduce the opacity of this? Then I can work on some more precise lines. So that's a good thing. You have the option to do this after the fact of drawing, so you can analyze and build better your drawing on top of what you already have. You know, this is not cheating or anything. That would be, if this was no digital, I probably would have used a soft eraser and try to make my lines a little bit lighter, you know. So there's nothing like cheating by doing this. You already did the construction there, so it's good to have that. And that's how I work with my drawings and my illustrations. I do a very messy sketch, try to get what I want from the main drawing, and then have another pass and work on it, and then have another pass and work on it, if the time allows me to do that, right? So I encourage you to do that after you do the first pass, and don't worry about it, you know. And just add the face here, add some of the hair, so you can, you know, go on top of it and reshape your drawing. This one is gonna be hard, but it's good. This is a pole dancing. Okay. I know some people are asking about tips and stuff. I'm gonna have a break. During the break, I'm gonna go back and do that. So for this one, what do? I think we have to like draw that pole first. It's a good way to solve that. And then from there, you have like you have all these sides and all these side, left and right side, to compare, right? How much I'm showing from one side and how much I'm showing from the other side. And again, I like to find this. It's actually pretty hardcore pose, but I pick it up because it's very dynamic and it's very cool, right? So I want to like first find that tilt of the shoulders and bring that rib cage and find the torso and probably the center line of the body, just to find that first, you know. I think you have that there, and then you can focus on other things, right? Well, the neck is here, the face is pointing this way. She has a ponytail, it's actually pretty good too. It helps a lot. Then I want to find the relationship between the two knees. You know, there's one knee here, very close to the pole, by the way. And then there's another, you know, there's one here. And then there's another one here. So I want to draw a line and then get that relationship of the legs. Even with the high heels, just, you know, it's a little bit longer, but kind of helps me to establish that main thing, the main relationship of the legs, trying to make it easy for me. Also, I draw the line here of the bottom and try to think about that graphic shape, and then now I can think about the rest. You know, that part was hard. Now the hands. For the hands, I try to look the relationship. Where is this hand compared to the head? I think it's pretty close to like here, so this will be a good place to do it, you know. Sometimes it's better to draw where the hands are and then draw the rest of the arm. So this is pretty high, right? It's pretty high here, so want to have that done there. Probably around here, maybe not the middle, maybe just a little bit lower. You have the arm, right? I'm trying to go a little bit lighter with my lines. I tend to be really harsh with my lines, if you saw at the beginning, and you know, as I go, I want to calm down myself and breathe, and then draw the better lines, you know. Look at the shape of the bra. Look at the shape of the torso. Look at the clothes. Try to get the shape better there. Sometimes I hurry too much with my lines because I'm live, I'm excited, I'm trying to explain all this stuff to you. But if I take my time, I'm probably gonna get better drawings, especially if I'm focused on this, like I'm on the flow, I'm gonna probably get better drawings. So I'm not worried about having a perfect drawing, but I'm trying to think about slowing down and breathe. That was one of the advices that I got from my teacher when I was drawing in school. It was to like, dude, to just have to calm down a little bit. You're hurrying too much the lines, and that's not helping. You just for the fact of that you want to be fast, you probably might be trying to, and you're not gonna get a better drawing sometimes because you're trying to go too fast and overanalyze things too fast. So that's why it's good to, you know, have your time and then do it. Trying to be now more specific with my lines, and I think the drawings are working better because of that. So that's another tip. Just use the energy when you're excited to draw and then do gestures and do things like that. But then when you have to do more specific lines, just take your time. Think about what you're drawing. Breathe. It always helps. Make sure you do draw the pole here. A little bit of shadow will tell you that the leg is overlapping. You know, maybe a little bit of shade under that, it will help too. You know. So yeah, try to calm down. That's why I don't draw the face first, because I'm really like rushing myself, and that's something that I have to work for myself when I'm doing these live streams, because I know I can get too rushed. I can rush myself, and like I feel like now I'm getting a better drawing just because I'm taking a little bit of like time just to put the lines that I want to add to the drawing, you know. So think about that too. Are you like too drawing for a rush or not? So you gotta calm down, breathe, and then you're probably gonna get a better drawing. Like I like what happened here, right? It's better. So that's how I solved that drawing. It looked pretty difficult, but yeah, I did it. Okay. This one is gonna be good. It's gonna be a good one. Again, I think about this shape basically. This is my graphic shape. I think about it like as a kanji, you know. And this leg here, and then this leg overlapping. Notice the overlapping of the shoulder, and yeah, and the leg here, right? This will be my graphic shape of this drawing. Okay. And I'm gonna actually use the same layer. I'm just gonna make these lines a little bit like lighter, just to keep that, you know, the gesture or graphic shape there, just slightly lightly, so I can work on it. And for this one, there's a lot of overlapping, so I like to start again from the torso. I like to see, that's my way of drawing, by the way. That's how I do this stuff. I like to see the torso here and see how the folds are wrapping. So from there, I can start building, and you know, little by little, start building things. And you know, there's a lot of foreshortening at the bottom, so we wanna catch that too. The tilt of the pelvis, the curve of the back, right? The lower part here, and the leg. The leg has a lot of foreshortening, so let's try to do this as a graphic as a basic shape, right? As a tapering shape, right? Want to like break it down. Sometimes the anatomy and stuff like might confuse you, but just try to like make that taper shape clear to you, you know. Sometimes when we use reference, we don't know exactly what's going on, and you know, what is better, just try to like construct it with a very simple shape, and from there, you know, you can solve a few things. Sometimes the folds of the skin and the folds of the muscles and the skin sometimes can get weird, even though it looks natural in the photo. When you draw, it's like, wow, that kind of looks weird. Also, we have that nice high heels here, so it tells you the angle. Also, guys, get ready to draw high heels. You know, it's a challenge, but there's some perspective that we have to keep. on those. Very importante. And well, you guys know me, I like to draw high heels because sexy time, right? And then we have this, the other, bring a line to have a sense of where the other heel. I'm not gonna draw the high heel, I'm gonna look for the heel of the foot. So I think like around here will be my heel, right? And then from there I'm going to bring the rest of the anatomy, bring the heel of the high heel, and then draw the shape of it. Don't get too confused with rendering or anything. Just try to draw the main shape and then try to get that, you know, graphic shape of it. A lot of people like to draw pin-ups and stuff, but they don't know how to draw high heels or feet, and they look horrible. So try not to neglect that if you are into drawing pin-ups and stuff like that. All right. Okay, so this is my shape and the head, the face. I'm just gonna draw the shape of the head, the hair. You know, there's more weight. Something I learned is like, well, according to the gravity, like if something is tilted this way, the hair is gonna fall on this side, right? So there's gonna be something falling from here. That's what I think about when I see these drawings. Maybe you want to have a mark for the nose, for the eyes. Use as a basic shape or basic mark, so you don't have to sweat on the likeness of the figure, right? Of your drawing, unless you're gonna go to that point in specific, right? Oh, and I forgot the forearm here. You see, I have to like look again at my whole drawing and then understand what was going on. There's also some weird shit here. Sorry, some weird stuff here. Gotta be careful with my language because I want my videos to be monetized. All right, so you do this, and yeah, you can add a little bit of like beautiful shape there for the eyelashes, for this. But yeah, that's the figure, and it's only 7 seconds, but that's good enough for me. Right? And we can go with more straight lines. We can reinforce our drawing. There's a break of 4 minutes. So I'm gonna answer some of your questions while I also do a little bit of like yeah, answer some of your questions. I know you guys have been writing on the chat, and I can explain a few things. You know, now you can work on the character or change it to whatever you want. You know, you can add some clothes, you can add some designs to it, you can create some whatever, add some wings and some horns if you want, some tails if you want. You can have fun with it. Okay. Somebody's asking me, where do I get the references for? Well, I was diving on Pinterest before here, and I'm gonna be adding some of these again to my Pinterest. You can find the link under the description. I just haven't had enough time to put uploading already there, so after this I'm gonna upload some of those references. So you can go to my Pinterest, and from there you guys can, you know, find the poses. But definitely Pinterest is a good place. Try to find models or artists, or yeah, models like you like, both male, female, athletes, you know. Let me get some water first. Yeah, this is gonna be on my Pinterest. When it's time for inking, well, that's when you're gonna do a final pass, right? You do a drawing, you do a sketch, and then you do a tighter drawing with ink, and that's gonna actually, you're gonna need more precise lines. Yeah, of course. You know what? Go no go. It says, after you finish these sketches, is it okay to go over it and fix it? Of course. Always good. You can have 2 versions of it if you think you wanna like see how it improves. So I will probably duplicate the layer and yeah, just focus on reworking these. And something that I do more often than not is when I'm on a live drawing class with a model for real. The model finished the pose, but I'm still drawing. I don't stop. A lot of people just stop drawing because the timer is up. But I can just keep going. You know, you can keep adding more like shade. You can improve these. You can add some values to your drawing. You can improve it, of course. And remember, these are studies. These are not drawings you're gonna show to somebody unless you want to. But definitely go back and redraw it and finish it, add other things, like especially if you have the chance of having the reference. Use the reference, you know, use the reference and work on those. Okay, so there's gonna be like 45 seconds. So, do you have any experience working on character silhouette shapes as opposed to a cleaner sketch style? Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. You getting expressive shape is just to simplify it to a simple shape, right? Wow, this bell is like, it keeps you on track, eh? Yeah, you can do the face structure with, no, I think 15-30 seconds is too little. You should go for like a minute, 2 minutes, you know, whatever you feel comfortable, but at the same time, it's not like you have a lot of like time, you know. You want to set a time so you can, you know, manage yourself well. So now it's gonna be, I think, yeah, 10-minute pose, and yeah, I mean now there's more time to do this. Let me see if everything is fine, correct. For some reason I cannot see. Yeah. And I can answer some questions as I'm drawing this, right? Again, I'm gonna look for the graphic shape of these. I mean, this is very obvious, right? But first, the torso. Find the torso where you want that. Where is that turn of the torso? And then, you know, draw the rest. Draw the rest. Draw the head. Try to figure out the whole flow of the both arms. Don't think about it as separate parts. You know, add those like taper lines to find the legs. You know, try to, when you use a straight line, don't use like a straight line like this. Try to like give it a certain kind of curvy shape, just a little bit of it. Even though it's straight, it has a little bit of a curvature. It will make your drawing better, or it will feel like a little bit more natural than just having like a straight line. Okay. Right, so we have this, and we have the other feet. So this is what we should focus on as we go, right? Like where is the angle of that feet pointing, and where is the ear, and where is that the relationship of the arms and the hand, also the hand. Where is the palm of the hand facing? You know, that's kind of like cool, right? It gives you like a nice rhythm. And this is how I'm focusing right now on this, right? I want to get a nice rhythm for the silhouette. I'm not drawing a specific yet. Like, I don't care about the pants or anything like that. So I want to go back to this and, you know. But I always use the clothing to understand how the shape, how things are wrapping around the form. And always useful to use it. That's a tip that I learned from my teachers a long time ago, and I use them all the time, because even if your drawing looks a little bit flat, by just following the shape of the clothes and the folds of the clothes, it will make it more natural, right? The hair is a mess, so you know, try to simplify with a little few lines. Don't overdo it. Shoulders a little bit here. Try to add a little bit of thickness to the arms. You know. So this is a great pose, you know, to draw. It's a lot of movement, a lot of dynamic shape with the pants, the folds of the pants. You know, I have the shoe here, so don't forget about that. Think about the shape of it. Don't think too much about the construction of it. As long as it's wrapping around and it feels like a shoe, then it's fine. and that is actually have this the angle that is pointing that direction, right? So don't want to miss on those. This one has like a little bit of a curvature pointing this way, so want to like make sure that you have that, right? Oh, thanks a lot, Beanie the Wolf. Of course, I'm glad that my tutorials have helped you. Thank you for the super chat. Always appreciate it. Always appreciated having some super chat so I can get some coffee or something. All right. So this will be my my gesture study shape of it, right? This will be enough for me to start adding all the details and all the stuff. I can go now closer to the face and I can work a few things that I need to. And here sometimes you have to like figure out what is happening, because maybe the picture that you have is really hard to read. So maybe I just got too close to this, right? Yeah, probably too close. You wanna get some quick reads of the face, right? To get the overall shape first. I was like start drawing the nose and stuff like that, and that kind of can make the things like proportions get like wonky and weird. So I wanna get, and don't worry if it doesn't look beautiful or anything. It's just a good way to know where are you adding the features. Later you can add your style or whatever you want. So there's no restrictions here, there's no restrictions of the way of how you're doing your drawing. Also, you can add the breast. Now is a good moment to add that, you know. I like all the tension, right? There's a lot of tension. She's like moving her arm this way, so all the folds of the clothes are like pushing the fabric, you know. Brings a lot of movement. Some of the clothes is going outside of the silhouette, even same as the t-shirt. It's going a little bit out. The pants are like going around like this. Look at the belt, you know, the part of the belt. You can even draw the pocket just to know how much of that part of the anatomy is showing. And those lines are pushing down like this, right? She's moving forward a little bit, and so there's a lot of like motion going on. Front there, you know, here too. Also look at the silhouette, and then you will know how much you're gonna have to like fill this area, this space with black. It will help you to create that sensation of like form and roundness, right? Add some socks if you want to. Some anatomy. Sorry. And the shape of the hair. And that should be good enough for me, to be honest. I can see where my hair might be, you know. You can play with the hair a little bit more, make it a little bit more dramatic, maybe start pushing some shapes, you know, making it a little bit more, have fun with it. And don't forget the thumb here. Have fun with that, have fun with the lines that you're doing. Create some motion, right? And when we use the taper shapes for the legs and all of that to find the main pose and everything, don't forget later to add the anatomy on top of it, you know, add that curvature of the muscle, and maybe the pocket is here too. So, you know, it's always good to construct or have the shape, like I said, and then you later add all these folds and all these things. Just try to go, you know, as simple as you can if you want to, or you can go really complicated. Everybody has different drawing styles, so I encourage you to draw what fits the best way to you, but the simple the better. Okay, and still have like 2 minutes or so, and yeah, I mean, you can go for like, you know, improving a little bit of shoes, adding the design of it a little bit, add some shading to that. So always try to draw. Sometimes you don't need to draw the whole shoe perfectly, but you can, by adding darker marks, people will know that that's the shoelace, and maybe you wanna, you know, take some liberty and then add some shoe laces there. You can change it for a shoe you like, you know. But that's one of the ways of doing it, you know. Same with here. Make sure we have this, and also like read some details like that part of the shoe in the back, that label. And if you are a shoe junkie or a sneaker junkie, you're gonna have more fun drawing all of these shoes. They're fun to draw. Good shapes, especially good shapes to draw if you have a good taste on shoes. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of shoes, but yeah, you're gonna have a nice design here. You can also improve it, push it a little bit more so it reads like a shoe, you know. And the shoelaces, like even like this is enough. Don't go too detailed. Right? So that's pretty good, and still a little bit like messy because my lines are getting darker and darker. But like I say, we can go a little bit lighter, and now we can focus on something more in specific, which is like the shadow shapes, right? That we usually don't cover this much, but you can start designing a little bit of the shadow shapes and add some shadow to the character or the drawing. You know, you can study designing those shapes of the shadow shapes. So shape design, guys, shape design, something that is also important to study. You know, how you're gonna shape this in a very simplistic way, but still making sense. And it might take some time, you know. So take things at with the rhythm that you need. Don't rush too much. Take your time. Understand. All right, we go for another different one. All right. Let me see if I can find a different pose. I think you guys like this is fine. This is also cool, right? So again, the same thing. I'm gonna try to break it down easily. This is what you guys are saying here. Let me pause this quickly here. Any tips for breaking down other people's art for studying? Yeah, break it down into simple shapes and try to understand what you like from those artists. They generally want you to understand the fundamental aspect of it, which is true. Yeah, that's true. I struggle with this too. My art prof recommend me. I was drawing the subject first and then adjust the canvas size. I don't know. How long do you usually have to do this figure drawing? As long as you can. Probably like 2 hours is a good one, so that's why I'm doing this session, so you can draw with me together. And yeah, like some answer is telling, like the information I'm giving you is not the final information. You have to do this all the time. Just mix it with other knowledge that you find from other artists, from other people. Like what I'm saying here is just part of the spectrum of information that you can use for your drawing. Something maybe different works for you, but it's good to know all the options you have. So when you're working, you can change and then apply those things. Like, oh, I want to use more of the shape. I want to learn these things. So take mine and then learn it, but also like learn from other artists and other people, other books, so you can you know, you have freedom as an artist, you know. And there's nothing like wrong by trying to, like, you know, search for different methods and different ways of doing things. I feel I have seen artists who are very passionate about from where they are learning, and this is the method I'm using, and I was like, okay, cool, that's good for you. Good for you. That's a good way. Does it work? Yeah, it works. Oh, I want to learn. What is it? Let me know what it is. But then later on, like, okay, so there's also this way of drawing. Oh, I want to try that. I want to try that way of drawing, and it's also fun. I want to try this and see maybe I can connect these two ways of drawing and make my life easier, you know. So that's what I've been doing, like trying to make my life a little bit more easier, using different techniques that help me, you know. And just applying the things I have learned through the years with practicing and from other artists and my teachers and books and stuff that I know. Because if you see my older videos, I have a lot of drawings of me like practicing gesture and getting into it, because I was lacking a lot of information about gestures and all that. So I became really passionate about it. So be open to different teachings, different books, different approach. Like recently I was like reading a little bit of Bridgman because I wanted to like improve my nose drawing. So I was just reading what he was saying, and new things click in there for me, and all the things that I was like, oh, I didn't think about it this way. Now I can think about my way, and I can thinking about this the Bridgman's way of doing these things, right? So always be open for different techniques and different ways of doing until you find something that actually works and it makes it easier for you in the long run. Other artists have different way of approaching live drawing and everything. So what I'm saying is just have fun mixing them, right? And have fun doing that. So I don't believe that the knowledge that I'm saying is like, oh, this is the only way you should do these things. Like, I know, dude, I learn from somebody as well as somebody else learns from somebody else, you know. So I don't feel like I'm not the creator of these techniques or anything. I just like, oh, these are the things that help me, and I want to share with you guys, and you guys can just draw, have fun, and go through this. I love to do this stuff because you know, it helps me to understand a little bit of the anatomy. Give me some practice. Sometimes I don't have to think about what exactly I'm going to draw, you know, and like, oh, I'm just gonna draw these poses here, I'm gonna warm up with this. That will help me, right? So I think about all of those things, and when I'm drawing or whatever. And sorry if I'm rambling a little bit. Sometimes I'm talking about something and then I jump to something else. That's the nature of talking and drawing at the same time. It's a lot of effort, at least to me. So, right? So we have the head, we have the drawing, and this is cool. Sometimes I draw the legs, and like, okay, well, actually, I need to be more mindful of this plane here of the knee. If you see, it's light at the top and it's dark at the bottom, so those things I'm looking for when I'm drawing, to know a little bit of my structure, right? Also, how rounded this is the leg, right? Look at the shadow of that leg. It's pretty awesome, right? That's a good way to break down and create some shape just by analyzing a little bit of the shadows, right? You can add some anatomy or take some more riskier approaches to drawing. Right? So yeah, now I can go to the face, and then I can try to create something for myself. Like maybe like she's like looking. It's coming, no? So maybe a little bit more serious than happy. This brush is fine, but it's not the best for like details. It's more for like gesture drawing, so my details of the face are not the best. But let me see what I can do. Here I probably will erase a little bit. Make it a little bit lighter because I get confused with so many lines. So I try to simplify it to a basic shape. Again, have fun with this. Don't overstress yourself. Again, you can draw this at manga, anime, whatever style you want, and it's fine, you know. Also take your time. You don't need to hurry too much. Actually, gonna give it the right. And again, you can always look back to the tips that I gave you at the beginning of the lesson or at the beginning of the workshop, so you can always double check those things. You know, we tend to forget things. I heard that, and then you go and play some video games, you have some food, talk to some friends, and then what was the thing that I don't know, I don't remember. So you can go back to that list and it will be easier for you to, like, you know, double check that. It's like, oh, this is what I said, this is what was being said there, right? Right, and this is like a 10 minutes. I added some kind of face there. Maybe like now I can just, you know, have fun on with my own way of drawing. But yeah. I like the bandages that she's having there. All that stuff is cool. Give it like a different character. You can have some like bandages also coming here and here. Maybe like a little bit of that. Right, then like this. Yeah, the size of my canvas right now is like 5,000, something like that. 5,000 pixels. I also have other brushes to use. I've been using the same one because I got used to the lines, but I have other lines, other brushes that can be used, like I like that haven't been used actually, not yet. You know, some pencil texture. This one has more of like graphite brush style, so I might use this from now on. Just to change it a little bit. The problem with the brush that I was using, is for more like a gesture, for more gesture drawings, and then the other ones are more like, if I want to add details and stuff like that, it can get really weird, or you know. And again, you can find these brushes on my website if you're looking for the brushes, because I got a lot of requests for that, right? Yeah, it has a lot of texture, so yeah. But this one was good, right? Change a little bit, play a little bit with what I was doing there. So layers. Get ready for the next one. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, if you guys have like I said at the beginning, don't be too negative with your work. Just make sure that you're just part of the process of what we're doing. So don't be too harsh on yourself. Something that I've noticed plenty of times with a lot of artists, that they think very negative about their work, and even though they're practicing, they'll be like, no, this is just a practice, it's not good. And I have done it myself too, like, because I need to let people like, well, this is not a complete drawing, right? This is not the complete drawing. This is just part of the what I'm doing. And try not to be too negative about it, you know. Like I said, you're already drawing, you're already doing something, and a lot of people don't even try, you know. So just by trying, you're already doing a lot. Some people don't even practice this stuff, you know, and they take a lot of time to like learn or growth. So just by doing it, you know. When I did my first live drawings, I was so excited because I never had a chance to go to any of those stuff back in my country. I actually didn't know about figure drawing. I was just drawing my anime manga stuff, but I didn't know about gesture drawing of way of learning, because you know my country is, they don't focus too much about art, or I didn't know the right people to, you know. But when I learned, I was doing my drawings, like, oh man, this is so much fun. Like I wanna be drawing this stuff all the time, right? And I spent a lot of time drawing and going to workshops and things like that. To the point where you're like, okay, well, I had enough of workshops. I'm gonna be drawing. I need to draw my own art to see where I'm at. So I used to go like sometimes a week. I would go to three to four live drawing. 4 is a lot, but I will go to 2 or 3 during the week and just feel like pages and pages of drawings of that, right? But I was positive. I was like, oh man, this is fine. This is fun. I'm having fun. I never had the chance to do this. So, even the drawings I was doing, like, now I look at them, I'm like, well, they were not that great, but I'm not like, oh man, I suck. Like, it's so bad. Like, yeah, like, but I see many artists, like, they worry too much about what other people will say. And like I said, you have to understand that this is part of the journey of being an artist or learning. There's always gonna be some struggles, some places that you're gonna be struggling more than others, and we all have our journey, you know. Some people learn faster, some people take longer to understand the concepts, and then they concept click, and then they just improve really fast, you know. So just try not to compare to yourself too much. As long as you are being productive, and then as you're drawing and you're doing your thing, it's great. That's something I always tell people, like, don't be that negative, man. Just show the drawing, be proud of what you did. Maybe you learn something from that. Also, you don't have to always show your drawings. It's not something like, oh, I need to show that. You need to show them. If you don't want to show them, don't show them, you know. But at the same time, don't feel bad. That's part of the process. And then you are learning. We are all learning. There are things I'm doing, like if you saw my last stream last week, I was fixing my old artwork, and that didn't look that great at the time, but I'm still happy with the things that I did at the time. I'm like, well, that's what I did. I'm not gonna like cut my veins or feel bad about it too much. I didn't even know. I didn't know what I was doing because I didn't have the education. So after getting the education, I was like, oh, I'm happy I can do these drawings. And I look at them and I was like, well, that was what I was doing at the time. Well, some funny faces for sure. Could have been better, but not gonna be like hating myself. A lot of people is like, oh, I hate my work. I hate my work when I do these things. And there's artists that work like that. I don't hate my work. I like the things that I do, and If I'm not happy with one drawing, it's fine, but I'm not gonna be around like, oh, I hate what I do. It's so negative, man. It's so negative. And it's like, well, yeah, I like what I do. I like that I did those lines. I like the drawings that I did. I have to be proud of that, you know. If nobody's gonna be proud of the drawings, at least I like it and I have fun with them. So I don't worry too much about that. Yeah, glad you like the correcting the work. Maybe I need some change. Maybe I need to make it, yeah, make it more thick and juicy. Right? It's a good simplification. I like this. Yeah, you're welcome, guys. You're welcome. There's some more posts coming along, so this is gonna be only like 2 hours stream. So I know some for you it might be a little bit late. You might wanna. You need to go to sleep. You need to go to work. You're gonna have some fun. So this is gonna be recorded, so you can come back anytime and draw with me again, and go over these poses and things that I did. You know. It's always good to come back and look at check the advice, and I'm also looking to have some traditional pages, some traditional drawings here, with my camera and all that. And actually, yeah, that's good. Right? Well, I can see that my drawing, the head of this is too low, yeah, and that's how I figure it out. Maybe tilted more. Maybe. Yeah, I forgot the neck. Like, well, she needs more neck. Don't be like that. Right? Actually, let me add a little bit more of music so you guys don't get bored and sleepy. Oh yeah. Some shadow here. I don't know, I just added more stuff to the hair. Maybe I'm too close to the drawing, but it's okay. Don't forget the hand. Get the information. Get that information down there. I'm gonna do another quick drawing here. Sometimes when we are working on live drawing, sometimes 10 minutes is like more than enough, and you wanna draw again something else. So I wanna like push this a little bit. How would I push this drawing? I will probably make these legs like way bigger, way more sexy, you know. I'm gonna like make this maybe a tiny head. Sometimes you have to try to push it as much as you can, and if it doesn't look great, it's part of the exercise. How can I push my shapes and the drawing further and create some cool different proportion, right? We tend to draw in a certain proportion, in a certain way, because that's kind of like the ideal, but it's cool when you can like deviate from that and maybe have your own flavor here, add something different to the drawing to help the flow of the composition. So it's good to try different body types. That's why I brought this picture here. You know, different body type is good. You learn, and you can play, especially or add illustration. And you want to have variety. You don't want all the characters to look the same in terms of body shape, right? Okay, well now let's go back to some fun. I was getting a little bit sleepy with that pose, right? Yeah, just push that. And I like this one. This is like a lot of energy, like pushing forward, like action there going, you know, that's the energy, right? I like that. Arms like this. Whoever see this is like, what the hell is this guy drawing? But then there it is. So I love that leg there. It's nice. I love that kind of like that leg at the back. So much energy there, right? Also, there's a lot of overlapping. You know, hips. Find the knee. Find where you're gonna place that. This is the leg where the body's finding some balancing, so it's pushing forward, right? For overlapping, I would like to find where's my head, where is the head first, and then the shape of the shoulders. Where are the shoulders? And then at the breast, because there's some overlapping of the breast with the leg. And then there's some drapery, right? And maybe I'm pushing the figure too, so why not? Right? Try to draw the overlapping of all the gear that she's using. Another way to figure out where you're gonna draw the helmet is just to see the graphic shape of it, no? And then find that line of the helmet. And see, now you can see most of her face is inside the body, no? Then we have that nice gesture for the arm pointing down, right? So we wanna like add that here too. Right? This is a nice shape. Let's see the relationship with one skate to another. Right? The other knee. I like how this is like this and then like that. That's the feeling I'm getting there. Maybe I drew this too low. Maybe I need to move the whole leg a little bit up. Like here. Yeah, now it's better. Right, so now I'm gonna go and add the rest of of the skate. Look, I'm not drawing every wheel separately. I'm just trying to read the silhouette. It helps me to do that instead of focusing on one wheel at a time. Just try to find that silhouette of it, right? Silhouette is very important. It tells us a lot. Plus construction, plus how to draw legs and anatomy. One thing informs the other, and all of them, they come together and to make a great drawing, right? So now we can focus on the things that are wrapping on the body, like the clothes, the protection gear, the t-shirt that's going this way, right? Maybe you can push that t-shirt to give it more action. Look at the hair is going through this side, like, you know, that's when you can add more action to your drawing, you know. Maybe, like, you know, shade a little bit of that shoulder pad there. Focus on the face. Add some of the construction to this. Maybe wanna like double check my silhouette that makes sense, right? Leg pointing down. And I'm very graphic with this. I could be more subtle, but I know it's better for you guys to see this as a graphic shape, right? Got a graphic shape there. Beautiful, nice. Silhouette, silhouette, silhouette. And like again, like I said, you can make another layer and work on top of it. And I'm gonna go and move to the face. Right? Add the ear. You wanna delete a little bit of these features that I have here that are not the best, but they help, right? Wanna find the eyes, find the nose, find the mouth. You know, some character, add a little bit of character there with some war paint. Let's change the teeth to more like expression. Right, we're giving a little bit more of character. Don't forget the straps. And I probably would like to add some hair to this. I don't know, this character doesn't have a lot of this model doesn't have a lot of hair, very short hair, so we can play with it, you know, add some movement. Remember, you want to have like some pieces like flow in the air. And then you can have fun with the helmet. Make this a star. You know. Have some things are tearing here. Can make it more mean. Right? As long as you're having fun, this is good. And now we can focus a little bit on the t-shirt. Maybe add that the breast resting on top of the leg. Right? And now we're getting a better character. More. We can add some speed lines too. We want to make some of that. We can add some stuff coming out of from here. Maybe some stuff is happening. You know, things are wrapping around the legs. You want to complete the rest of the drawing and start adding some shading to it. It's also welcome. Some stuff over here. Sometimes it's good to just feel it as a block instead of like detailing it too much, you know. This is when you turn your characters, or you turn your life drawing into a character of some sort, you know. So even though the image is gone, I can just keep filling more information that I need. And you can design your skates. You can add some shadow. I think it's important to add some shadow to this. You know? Oh, thanks. Yeah, she has big thighs, right? Yeah, probably I could like play better the overlapping here. And well, that's what we do, no? We can change things, and maybe having that breast overlap on top of this of the thigh a little bit more helps the drawing. And well, that's the part where you like spend time doing this shit now. Again, I shouldn't have said that. That's when you spend more time doing this process. Just make sure you don't say bad words. Keep it nice. Keep it nice. You know? Okay, somebody's asking some questions. I love this break. Just moving the hand and pen, getting used to actually drawing that. That's good. Male character. Yeah, I have actually a male character. I can draw that one too. It's cool to use dancers as reference to and pause videos since you can see clearly what the movement. Yeah, of course. Actually, it's better, Lola. That's a good way of practicing. You can download some of those videos and actually study the before and after. That's a good way, like the position or the movement before and then after. That's how animators work. So probably that's a good way of doing it. Like, you know, use the dancers and then stop the video, or anything that's related to sports that has some kind of like readable movement. Just use it and pause it and do like some gesture drawings and silhouettes of it. And you will learn a lot. That's actually one good thing, one good tip to do. Because you actually can stop in mid pose, and that will give it the character more natural movement. Mid poses is like halfway there, right? Somebody's jumping, so what about the pose in the middle? How does it look? 北海道からこんにちは。お、北海道は行ったことないけど、ありがとうございます。北海道から見てくれてありがとうございます。んSo yeah, guys. Oh, like 1 minute left. This is yeah, software Photoshop. While I wait, I'll draw more. I'm always drawing, but you know, make sure to take breaks and stretch and do all of that. These are more for like imagination, right? Oh, San Jubio, 30 seconds. And also you can keep your drawings like loose, you know. Don't worry too much about that. But as you're having fun. Okay, well, my custom session ended, so that was like the practice from today, but I'm gonna do the mail one. And here you can select the folder that you want to use. There's 28 images. You can have a relax, which is like no countdown timer. You decided when to change the class. You can have a class, or you can just practice. You can have like a 5 minutes, and then yeah, every minute is gonna be like 5. Okay, so I did that already. So let's try to, you know, let me make the find a male one. Yeah, so you can see some of the poses that we missed. I wanted to do this one. This one is also cool. Yeah, this one. It has again like a lot of foreshortening, but it's cool, no? It has a lot of movement, so that's why I picked that one. So I'm gonna start with the head first. It's good. And I'm gonna read a little bit of that tilt of the shoulders. See where the arms are, where the shoulders are, like that tilt is there. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's fine. Then the arms, like this. Big shoulder, big chest, overlapping. As it overlaps, you know, the chest is overlapping the torso. So maybe it's good to draw the torso and then draw the chest overlapping the figure. Draw like a V for the crotch area. And then let's find the knee with taper shapes. Also, let's find that feet there, the shoe. See how the ground is like here. So also having the ground, it helps a lot to sell that, the angle where we're looking at it. And then we have the leg. This is like very superhero pose, right? So maybe after like analyzing this, we can do, look at the distance from here to here. It's pretty short, you know, it's really short. Like that's what I'm kind of understanding from this one. I haven't drawn this before, so. And it seems like, yeah, it's pushing to here, right? It's pushing that way. Notice how the shoe's flat against the ground. Okay. Hand is here. Kind of keeping this motion, this rhythm gesture here, right? Like that. So I wanna have that there. Also, don't forget the silhouette. Try to use the silhouette to help me guide the drawing too. Ears, right? Very focused. Kind of remind me like a Colossus from the X-Men, right? And the hand, open hand. Look at the space of the thumb, between the thumb and the fingers. Has that curvature there. Fingers are extending like this. Also here, where's the thumb? Find that flat. It's a little bit flat, but it's not. Very graphic and very simple, you know? Simple, simple, simple. Roundness of the short. Notice that this leg, it goes like this. And then on the other leg, it goes like this. The contrary. So that's how we can create more like dynamic overlapping. And form too. We can create some form. So we know that this leg is going this way and this one is going this way. Very subtle, but it tells you a lot. Okay? So anyway, so I have this main shape. I have the freedom to tilt it a little bit. And wrap it around and yeah, you know, play to your, if you can use the software, use it, right? I want to give it a little bit more of that, right? So this is basically the construction of this guy, and I'm gonna go now to more specifics, and I think I'm gonna reduce the size of the head so it looks like bigger and more menacing, right? Hey, I'm glad that it helped. I'm glad that I'm helping your drawings. Right? So I have this information and I'm gonna lower the opacity. Oh wow, I only have like 10 seconds. For 5 minutes. Let's stop. Let's play this stuff here. I don't want to jump into another pose. I want to work a little bit on this so you guys can see where we go. Maybe we can turn this into like superhero or something like that. But yeah, now you can rely on the anatomy. You can draw those shadow shapes too to help you understand the anatomy, you know. The shoulder, I like how the shoulder has those, the shoulder bone is there and all the deltoid is radiating from there, right? So you want to have that. The pectoral muscle too, coming from the under the shoulder. A nice shadow, right? That's the point of the clavicle there. We have a deltoid, very chunky deltoid there. And then we're gonna go for the shoulder. And just try to like understand that graphic shape there of the shadow shape. It's very important. Sometimes you don't need a lot of anatomy as long as you have the right shapes of the shadow, you know. Then we have the deltoid coming all the way here. Sorry, the shoulder. And no, that was the trapezius actually. I haven't practiced my names for anatomy in a long time, so I'm sorry. Right? For shortening there, I like to draw the curvature of the wrist. Remember that the elbows are like bony area, so it has a shape that is more like straight. We have the palm of the bottom of the hand. The fingers are like together, so I like to draw them together, except the thumb. Just keep that shape of the thumb going there. And I'm gonna focus on the wrapping around of that, of the shorts, right? And this is like when you can apply that knowledge of that they use for comic books, right? You're gonna draw a comic book, you wanna use the shadow shape like Batman to convey a lot of form, right? So let's say you have this overall shape of the head, but you want to like make sure that you are conveying some of that nice shadow shape. And I'm gonna just select this here, and then I'm gonna, oops, and then I'm gonna shade that. Right? I go with my brush. Now we can create that nice reed. We have a nice shadow shape to help that it gives a lot of form, right? As soon as you do that, you get a lot of form. And that happens with like comic books and yeah, comic books and use more realistic kind of drawings that will give you some very, you know, those shapes will help you a lot, right? So it's all about designing the shapes, and that took me a long time to understand, designing the shapes, right? So I'll draw the thumbs, and sometimes you don't need to draw everything, you know, just if you have a nice read of the graphic shape of the shadow shape, then you're gonna be set, you know. You can just design that shape properly, right?
Flat white, please. No milk.
Right?
What? Yeah, I am Nazriel. No autographs, no. Back up.
Right? Yeah, for those asking if I stream often, my channel, there's every stream every Saturday. So every Saturday is a stream. Yeah, I'm glad you like the layout of the stream. Thank you. I've been working hard on that. Right, so just by having those shadow shapes, it just tells a lot. Tells a lot about the figure and the drawing we want to do. You're just designing that shape, that it makes sense with anatomy, and then we can fill it, and then boom, we have some more readability on our drawing. So sometimes you can create a whole drawing just with those shadow shapes. Probably I will talk more about that in the future, for, you know, designing your shadow shapes and all that stuff. I need to practice actually more reading the shadow shapes, but it helps. For example, this short, no, I have to do this short, and there's a lot of like shapes going on in there, but I just want to, you know, go a little bit faster with my drawing, so I don't want to draw every little thing I see. So I'm gonna draw the silhouette of my character, or my study, or my practice that I'm doing, or whatever. And then I just design that shape, right? This is the shape of shadow that will help me to make my drawing complete. So there's a shadow shape, and there's a shadow shape because of the other objects are casting shade. In this case, his own body is adding shade to his own body, right? So again, like I said, I just select that shadow shape properly, make sure it makes sense, and then I'm gonna fill it with, right? Again, don't worry too much about the proportions overall, right? I mean, worry about it, but if something is a little bit bigger than another one, I mean, don't worry too much about it, you know. I mean, this was not the main purpose of the drawing, just to make it like perfect. I'm just trying to use it to teach you how to use that. And even if something is bigger than another, or the hand is bigger, like later on you can just change those things, right? As long as you know that that's actually what is happening here, right? So that's how kind of like you can make that body and be faster at your drawings, at your own drawings, instead of drawing all the specifics, right? And yeah, don't rush it. Don't rush at the drawing. Just take your time. You see, I'm taking a little bit more time than before, because, well, yeah, I want to like make sure that the lines I'm doing and I'm drawing are more precise and they feel like better, right? So I'm gonna draw the face. This is actually pretty fun because I mean, I don't get to draw a lot of males, but this is to prove to everybody who thinks like I cannot draw males. I mean, I can, so. But anyway, I'm just gonna design it a little bit more intense. This guy is already intense coming to you, but motto motto kikkoteru kanji. Somebody's asking what is the difference between of sketching and gesture. I think it's very obvious, no? Gesture is the main motion of the drawing, and then sketching is sketching, no? You're sketching, you're drawing whatever you want to do in a very simplistic way, or just doing like a quick study or something, right? Yeah, like gesture is sketching actually. So, but gesture, when you talk about gesture, is that in specific. So there's no difference between this sketching and that, you know. I don't know, something like that. Oh yeah, don't forget about the shadow shape from the nose. Anyhow, yeah, like I have a by the way, I have a channel in Spanish. I should link it next time, but you can check Reiq in Español, so you can find my videos. I'm gonna be adding new videos actually this week, so I'm working on that. I was supposed to do it early, but I had to work. So I'm gonna finish this, and probably this is gonna be the last one. Although I'm feeling pretty good drawing. Like right now, I'm super warm up and everything. I'm more relaxed because I already did the whole session, so you know, now I could just draw on my own, just for fun, right? So if you guys want to see me drawing and doing more of this stuff, you know, drawing other things other than live drawing, you can check my Twitch. I have a Twitch where I stream weekly, usually Wednesdays, or I might even stream today. I don't know. I feel like I'm having fun here with this. So I might stream again today on my Twitch channel or not, but you can check that channel and it's on the description of this video, right?
Take a look at this gorgeous view. It's from downtown all the way until the ocean. Today we are experiencing a bit of June gloom, which does happen about once a year in Los Angeles, but even still, it makes it look that much more cinematic.
Right, so that will be my drawing for this. Yeah, it's fun. You can have fun with your references, and you can study anatomy. You can paint these and draw on other things, on other aspects of your drawing, you know. But yeah, this is what it is. Right, so you get those shadow shapes, and it's pretty good. It gives you a lot of form, dynamism, and you can add some effects, particles, and stuff like that. And I didn't finish the hand, but I mean, I can just do some shadow shape there. I don't care too much about it. You know, I've been drawing for like how many hours? I've been drawing for like 2 hours and 23 minutes. So yeah. So yeah, this is the one. And before that, we had this graphic shape study, understanding of the form and balance and all of these things. So that's why it's important to do this, so you can after that draw on top of that and make it your own drawing and focus on something else like shadow shapes, focus on other things. You can add your own expression to your characters. You can explore more, so not only the drawing has to be like that, right? But just find references like this. I thought this was actually pretty cool. A lot of movement. Maybe I can capture more movement. But this is good enough. And another trick, well, it's not trick, but something that will help us with our drawing is to use the background. Where we have light shapes, we can add some dark background, and that will help us to make our figure stand out. It doesn't have to be too complicated, but we can use it to our advantage. So if we have a background, let me try it here, the different. So I'm just gonna fill this with some, actually I'm gonna make this brush pretty big, right? So that way we can create some contrast. We have contrast from the background and contrast with the form, sorry, with the drawing itself. So we have that read of dark and light and dark and light, and yeah, it's pretty good, right? So you can use that with texture. You can have fun, and you can accent some areas. Maybe you can just add some kind of like square here or shape to emphasize that, you know. So just play with that way of like framing and adding some other elements to your picture, you know, to create that read of like dark and light. Dark and light, dark and light, dark and light is good. So it creates some contrast and actually helps the readability of your character, right? Oh, some people play guitar while I'm drawing. Right? So you get that nice contrast there in the background, and yeah, it's kind of cool. You can have it like this, it's nice, but maybe a little bit of shadow there, maybe a little bit lighter, so you don't make the figure compete too much with the background. Real-time practice stream. Yeah, welcome. Right, and yeah, I could merge these ones, and but this is the source of it, right? And that's what I was at the beginning. I was explaining more of the, you know, then make your marks like, okay, this hand is going this way, this rhythm is happening in the front of the chest, like this is play with the tilt of the figure, Maybe you can add extra motion. It already has like a mid pose motion, but now just by tilting it, it can be more. And maybe if you tilt it more, it will have more of that dynamic. Maybe we can like do that here, right? Maybe we can just tilt a little bit more, and it looks like more menacing, right? It's like it's going for you. So we only have to like fix the background, right? And maybe add some shadow here so it feels like he's coming for you. Yeah, right. So you know you can play with those things after it. Oh, we have a question from Read More. Do you exercise to build stamina for drawing? For long hours, have you done blind contour to improve hand-eye coordination? I did that once. Like we had a. Actually, I'm gonna turn this. I had one exercise that you have to draw, and then on top of that, you will like close your eyes and then try to remember the shape of what it was, or try. It's okay, but I don't think it's that helpful because it's like, why are you gonna draw blind? No, right? So maybe to have better line is like the exercise that I have on my website, right? Have 2 points and then try to match the lines to those 2 points. You have 1 point here, 1 point here. Try to make a line straight. Maybe like, and do it consistently. Try to see if you can have those straight lines going. Or like again, like I explained, you can draw like curves and then try to get those curves as even as possible, you know, so that will help you with your control. Or you can draw circles and try to get them as circular or as good as you can, right? And or inside of that you can try to draw another circle, which is harder, but these are good ways to improve your line, you know. Try to keep it consistent and try to draw that like that, right? You can add some designs, and you can do a lot of these exercises. I think they have more value, and you can add some values here if you want some shading, so you can design some shapes or whatever, you know. So that will be some exercises that you can do. Let's draw another pose because I'm feeling in the mood. This one is good. I already did this one. This one is nice. Already did this one. Did this one. Did this one. Did this one. I had the feeling that the photos got flipped. This one is cool. It's nice, nice. I wanted to draw this, but I mean the images got flipped. I think okay. Oh yeah, okay. So I flipped the images. Oh no, they're back now. So you can do that. You can flip the images with this software, right? Say, okay, now like this. Oh, I flipped the side. Now you can draw the same thing from the other side. Right? Is it wrong to use male reference when drawing female characters? No, it doesn't matter. I mean, I like this one. I don't know. What do you guys want me to draw? Like, I have all of these. You can also have like grids. Okay. Yeah, this one is cool. I like when it's funny. Like I like in a certain position, but then other ones looks better. Anyway, so let's draw this one because I always neglect this. So I'm gonna do a quick drawing here. You know, the gesture of it is pretty obvious. Character is going forward. The eye line probably is lower, like lower than what I want. Sorry, not what I want. Like it's a little bit lower from the figure. So everything we're gonna be looking from here up, right? So we have that motion going there, head overlapping. We have torso. We have these things, this motion going that way. So this is what I feel I have on my figure that I need to like bring in, right? So yeah, just by, like I said, by having this in my mind, I'm not gonna like draw it again. I kind of know where the gesture is going and where's the apex, where's the more energy, right? If you think about the energy of this, it's like pushing this way, right? That's what is gonna give it more energy to your drawing. Just pushing it, just feeling that action, and everything is gonna like fit here: rib cage, torso, legs. So that's the main source of the gesture, right? Saludos a todos. Thank you for coming. So let me. Yeah, so I'm gonna draw this faster. I'm probably gonna draw it the way I like to draw my things, since I already have done a lot of explanation. Like, I probably will like start with the torso here, and then I like to see that short there, see the overlapping of the short, bring that first leg here, bring the lower part of the leg, look at the relationship of the two knees, one lower than the other, bring that leg here. Notice that the distance here is greater than the distance here, right? So that means the character is like flexing the knees, right? So that's the thing to compare. Like, heel is here, the other heel is here. So we want to make sure to have that relationship cover. The feet is pointing this way, the other feet is pointing this way, and the skateboard is going that way, right? And then we can like start like breaking down this a little bit better. The face is important because it has like a lot of overlapping, makes it like more dynamic, right? Elbow here, and then the hand. You know, look at that there. Pretty good. The hair, I'm gonna push it a little bit more so it feels like that she's going faster, but that's just my preferences. That's the things that I like to use to push my drawing, to make them more lively, you know. Things that are flying in the air, dust, speed lines, all of those things, right? So from here I can just construct and give more of an anatomy sense to my lines, to my body parts. Now we'll have one breast, another breast here, shoulder. Like, we can worry about that a little bit more, right? We can make this short more like fun with some more movement. Got the shoe here, right? And the longboard, I feel like a longboard, yeah. It's a cruiser longboard. And make sure to have that silhouette of the heel and the board. Just a little bit here. How much is that board showing to the front? Where are the wheels? Where are the other wheels? Like just right here. We got that, we got this. And now I can focus on the gear that she's having. Make sure that it's wrapping around the body. You know, wrapping here. A lot of wrapping. I can even see some of her hand coming at the very, like, down there. Right? Socks give you like direction of the limbs. A nice torso. Nice pulling from the t-shirt. No, stop! I want to finish this drawing, right? And the helmet will help me to create more form. And these are the parts of drawing that we can get wrong all the time. Kuruto Gojuti Konnichiwa Reiq sensei. Konnichiwa. 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 Yokoso. Live stream e yokoso. So what I'm saying is like these corners here, we have a form, but Sometimes we can draw like this example. This is a shape, and then we draw. Oh, it has a helmet, so we draw it like this, or right. But it depends on the perspective, right? Because if we're looking like we want to give it like proper form, we have to make sure that it's actually wrapping around the shape. Like that means that usually the corners they go low, so that will sell the effect that it's actually wrapping around the overall figure or the overall yeah, the form or whatever we are drawing, right? So we have to make sure that it's those corners, right? Before, I'll be honest, before I would probably don't do it like that, but I have to make sure that it's going around the object that we're drawing, right? So yeah, we need to make sure that we have that nice round going around, wrapping around properly. And that takes time. That's something that separates, like I notice a lot when I'm drawing. Try to remind myself, like, hey, make sure that you're drawing this and it's like actually wrapping around. Like, that's why I always suggest, and I'm always repeating myself, make sure that this close is actually wrapping like around the whole arm. So it will make your drawing solid, and it will make it way better. You know, that wrapping around, I didn't do it when I was starting to draw, and like later on I'm like, oh wow, like actually I was not drawing this correctly, and because I was not looking at those things in specific, right? Same like the legs, right? Probably here, right? We have the leg, and the leg is more you know, more like it has more form, so we're gonna like make sure that the whatever we're drawing follows that form, and it actually wraps around of what we're drawing. Something very overlooked, and that's something that very like how called like people who are starting to draw, they don't think about those things. And when you see the drawing, you're like, oh man, this is not actually like wrapping around, right? Something's gonna, if you have something like this, which is a cylinder, and then on top of that you put some clothes, you have to make sure that it's wrapping around that it makes sense, that and that it goes along with the shape. For the books about, somebody's asking about anatomy books and all of that. I'm making a video for this YouTube channel where I'm gonna be reviewing. I'm gonna be showing my collection of books about anatomy, so you guys can see it. I'm gonna do a quick review of each one of those, and so you can expect that soon, because I know a lot of people are asking me for those. And so that's coming too. Okay. So a lot of wrapping around here, nice. Same with this here. And right now I'm not focusing on faces or anything like that, because this is the figure drawing. I know the head also can be, we can talk about it, and we did a little already before in the previous drawing. But yeah. And this is me, you know, already warm up, already did a bunch of drawings for like 2 hours, 3 hours, so I'm not struggling with anything yet, you know, because I already passed that first drawings, and I'm gonna show you my first drawings, so you guys, I mean, you can see it if you're watching this video. You can just rewind, but for you guys who are here live with me, you can see those things. But you know, a lot of motion. Don't forget about the shadow of that skateboard that is actually showing a little bit, you know, maybe some dust. All right, so I'm gonna be adding that. Also, it's gonna be on my website. I'm gonna have a blog post with my favorite anime. Sorry, my favorite anime, my favorite anatomy books, or the ones that I use. There are more anatomy books out there that I don't know. I mean, I learn from those, and I'm fine with this. So I'm not always looking for new anatomy books. Before I would. Okay, well, let's do something to finish this. Like I said before, let's design those shadow shapes, and I'm just designing it with my lasso tool instead of drawing them, and just designing with my lasso tool. This part where you need more of a graphic shape design knowledge to make it look nice, but it will give us a lot of like form, like we did with the guy. Well, I gotta be subtle with this. Actually, maybe a little bit less. Yeah, just a little bit. Gotta be subtle with that too. So shadows. And obviously you can take this and make it more of a painting study. You can take this and start painting them. So that will be my next step, you know. But this should be like enough. Like, yeah, guys. I think this is what it is. Almost 3 hours, so I think I'm gonna be like going pretty soon. I know there's a lot of people watching, and we are having a lot of fun, but I'm getting pretty tired. So we can continue with this on a new session. I'm gonna be doing more of these sessions. I already have 3 sessions or 3 workshops already, so you can check those and practice. You can go back to this and practice. Also, you can tag me with Reiq live drawing, hashtag Reiq live drawing, and then I can check your drawings. A lot of people have been sharing the drawings online, so I encourage you to do that as well, so I can see what you guys are doing with the practices. I like to see what you guys have been doing, and see where you guys are at with the drawings, right? No, I'm gonna be doing another stream, but not tomorrow, but probably next week, Saturday, so we can keep, you know, doing these drawings, doing these practices, and doing all of these, because, well, there's a lot of things to practice. And okay, so this is gonna be my last. This is the problem, guys. When I start drawing and I start like, oh, this is actually fun, I'm having a lot of fun, and then I just start drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing, and then I forget that I have to eat, and I have to rest, and I have to take a break. So make sure to take a break, and make sure to spend time taking your own breaks. So I'm gonna be going pretty soon, but I want to thank you all. I also wanted to show you something. Can I show you this? Yeah, I think I can. I'm working on my sketchbook volume 5, and my sketchbook volume 5 is coming soon, in 2 months. But I want to show you some of the pages that I have and I've been working on, so you guys can see some of the, like a sneak peek of my sketchbook volume 5, where I have a lot of sketches from anime, from my illustrations, from a lot of things. So I'm working on that. I've been working a lot on that design of the sketchbook, putting all the drawings together, cleaning them, but you guys can have a look at it, because I'm still working on laying out the pages, but I think it'll be good. You're gonna make every week. I'm gonna make streams also on my YouTube channel in Spanish, en español, los lunes, every Monday. Last Monday I didn't do. I was very busy, so sorry about that. Let me see, where is my oh, this is the wrong hard drive. Oops, I don't think I can show you. anyway, I don't have the drawings here. Well, I have some sketches and stuff like that, but well, I think it's gonna be for the next time. But yeah, next time I will show you some of that. Okay. Yeah, my sketchbook is my pages are on the other hard drive. So I'm sorry, guys. Next time I'm gonna show you the sketchbook I'm working on. If you guys wanna see that, check the Twitch stream, and there I'm working on my sketchbook as well, and I'm gonna be working on that a lot this week and the upcoming week. So you guys can check that. Also my page, I'm dropping new stickers by the end of the month. I'm working on other things, and I'm also like teaching here, and maybe, you know, who knows, I might be teaching at Brainstorm. Who knows? That's something I still have to talk to. But yeah, you guys can keep practicing and keep drawing, keep practicing all the time, keep doing your best. I'm probably gonna go pretty soon, but I appreciate you guys for coming here and subscribing to the channel. So if you can, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, like everybody says, just ring the bell, ring them bells, so you get notifications when I'm doing these workshops, and I'm putting new videos and adding other stuff more often than not. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and be part of the channel. That would be awesome, and that would be awesome for everybody, and for me too, because it makes me do this, helps me to focus and do more of these classes or workshops. So yeah, more workshops are coming in the future. You have any questions? Somebody asked about tablets. The Wacom tablet is pretty good, so you can use that. Wacom tablet is good. And no, yeah, I had the wrong hardware. What are they for you, the fundamentals of art? That's another video I have to make. Actually, my girlfriend was telling me that I should make something like that, because fundamentals are line, I don't know, form, perspective, form, figure, anatomy, like it's a lot of things. Yeah, the stream is gonna be on the channel, so you guys can practice along with me. There are other streams that I already have done, so those are also gonna be on the channel, so you guys can check it as much as you can to practice. You can check this one as well and practice with this one, with the poses that I did, and I'm gonna be checking also the Pinterest to make sure that it's working for you guys, so you can also draw from there. So yeah, guys, that's it, I guess. No, I'm just drawing a lot. I'm just having a lot of fun time drawing, right? So yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Thank you, and I'm probably gonna be drawing later on other things. I'm thinking I'm warm up and ready to draw some more, and ready to draw more fun stuff, and I'm ready to work. You see, now I can just draw like really quickly my things like I usually do. Before it will take me like more time, but now this is kind of like how I like to draw my things, like at this rhythm. Alright, so yeah, alright guys, thank you very much. Let me put it here. Put it here. Alright, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And keep practicing, keep practicing, and don't forget to subscribe and check the other videos that I have on the channel. I appreciate it. You guys rock, and keep practicing, keep drawing, and be better artists. Okay? And I'll see you soon. All right. Bye.